Hey guys, Crusher045 here again, and picking up the story where we left off last time with consequences. Now we're on to scratching the surface. This is an interesting moment to mention that the story kind of takes place alongside the Trojan War in, Greek stories. So we're at the Iliad stage, and as you'll see throughout the story, it basically takes place during that timeline and goes a little bit past it. A little bit past the Odyssey, but we're starting at the Iliad stage, and so it's kind of interesting that they chose to tie it into that. Without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and play the cutscene. We can talk more about it once we get into the game. So let's go ahead and do that.
Arcantos, by the gods! I did not expect Mother Atlantis would send her best admiral to fight for me.
Gracious words, King Agamemnon. And look at this. Ajax, I'm surprised to see you still drawing breath.
These Trojan dogs keep trying, my friend. Good to see you again. Who did you upset to get sent so far from home?
Well, someone had to come and help you put an end to this.
Helen is held behind their walls, and we've had little luck breaking through.
We are about to change that. You have arrived in time for our final push, Arcantos. Get your men ashore. You can make your camp to the east. But be careful. The Trojans have some scouts in that area. When you are done, we will start preparations for our assault.
Etemos. Esto.
So, the interesting thing about, like I was saying, this Trojan War tying in, that's King Agamemnon from the Iliad, and got Ajax. You'll meet a lot of characters that tie into actual stories from these cultures, which I think is really neat. It's probably my favorite thing that they've done with these games. It makes the story a lot more interactive, a lot more understandable, as opposed to them just tossing us a character like Arcantos and not tying him into anything else. So in my opinion, that's where it succeeds. See, Age of Empires had the historical ground to draw off of, where they could just be like, oh, well, historically this is what happened. And it works really well for them because, that's the way it worked. But when we're talking about a game like Age of Mythology, it doesn't have that ground. It's drawing off of, stories, mythology at the very basis. And so the way that they go about it
Those
has
ships
to
are
be
coming from the
believable.
Trojan harbors.
Those harbors are supplying the city. We must destroy them.
It has to be believable, because if it's not believable, then people are just gonna be like, well, what is this? Like, I'm not gonna buy into that, So, that's sort of why I think it's an interesting storyline. I think if you stick along with me in this channel, you'll see that it's actually really fun to watch the story play out. And, I might get slack for saying it. I actually really enjoy the storyline in this game. I think that it is well thought out. It's well put together. It's understandable. It's believable in the sense of fitting into mythology. You could easily pass this off to someone who doesn't know any better as a real mythological story. Of course it isn't, but that's beyond the point.
Λέγε. Έστω. Έτοιμος. Βούλουμε.
So I'm going to station my troops over here because I know from past experience with this level, don't ask how I know, but the enemies love to come and constantly march at you from this side, and so I don't want to have to start over and, continue to pick the scraps of, watching my town fall over and over again. I'm just going to go ahead and preemptively move my troops there, and that will save me a lot of heartache in the future from having to continue to pick up the pieces. I would take out this boat, but once this house falls, it's not going to matter anymore. He's just going to be... It's not going to do anything anyways. He's just going to sit there because there literally is nothing for him to do after that. He can't reach any of the other buildings in the area. So I don't really care enough to go and stop it. Just build another house. So that's my thought on that. Okay, so I'm gonna go with the Cyclops again. Because it's, again, building demolition, and that's sort of what I'm hoping for here. So let's, these are the militia that Poseidon There's a Poseidon ability actually, is the militia that spawn out of broken buildings. It's incredibly fun to have if you're, you know, playing as Poseidon. Incredibly, and I mean incredibly annoying to deal with if you're playing against a Poseidon player. Because you're trying to just tear down buildings, and you've already beaten all their main military, and now all of a sudden you're facing this new military that comes out of nowhere, and it can throw your whole strategy of just marching in and tearing things down, because those militia are really weak, but if you don't attack them, they can do some serious damage to you over the time. And so I think it's important to recognize that. Train some more Cyclops. I think I need at least I have quite a few. I think I'm gonna go ahead and say that I want at least 4 before I go and fight anything, because I just think that they're extremely invaluable to the entire success of this mission. Because if you lose 1 and you only have 2, then you're at a really bad disadvantage. But if you lose, you know, 1 and you've got 4, you're in better shape. So that's why I'm going to build several. What do I got? 7, 6, 5, and 2, 6, 7. Actually, I need to build military buildings. Let's do military academy, and we'll see where we can go from here. Just gotta wait for more resources to come in. Actually, let's see if I can upgrade something like that to make this go a little bit faster, because resource gathering is, I think honestly, just speaking from years of playing this game and watching professionals, the most complicated thing to get right is resource gathering, because you don't want to put all of your time and effort into getting resources, because then the enemy military that's really fast built is just going to come and rush in. And you don't want to put all of your time and money into military troops, because then you're not going to have the resources to fall back on if something goes wrong. And so it's kind of a fine balance, and finding that balance is very difficult, and it really depends on what you're trying to do. For story missions, though, it can be kind of tough, because you know, you have a very set purpose, and despite the fact that you might think that makes it easier to have a set purpose, I personally think it makes it harder. It's my personal opinion on the matter, but I just think it makes it so much harder than it needs to be. Oh, that's right, I am going to need more houses just because I'm training a bunch of new troops. Just waiting for a villager to deliver food here so I can make another Cyclops. Yeah, sometimes you just, a lot of this game can be just waiting around. Okay, so I put them over here and they come over here. You know, I try sometimes.
Έτοιμοι.
Πρόσταγμα. Εισβολή. Πρόσταγμα. Καλώς. Έτοιμος. Καλώς.
Like I said, I wasn't gonna go for the ship, but it's just annoying, so we'll just get rid of it.
Esto.
Okay, let's put those guys back there. Of course, all my buildings are now on fire, but that's alright. Let's train 2 more Cyclops.
Έτοιμος. Πρόσταγμα. Βούλουμε.
How many villagers do I have here? Let's see.
Πρόσεχε. Πρόσταγμα. Μάλιστα.
Something I'm going to go ahead and talk about while I'm getting my units built up and ready to launch my siege is the bring my villagers in, because that's what they're going for whatever particular reason. But I think one of the most interesting dynamics of this game actually is the heroes, because they all have their special ability, as you can see. They also can't die in the campaign at all. They will never die. If they die or get knocked down, you just revive them by coming to the area and stuff. And so I think it's an interesting thing in that, like, there's no way to get rid of a hero, but you can still screw up and have to, fix it. But that's just my 2 cents on that.
Prostagma, proszę. Mamy.
Λέγε βούλομαι.
Λέγε. Ναι, μάλιστα. Πρόσταγμα. Βούλομαι.
Πρόσταγμα.
Alright, so at this point, I think I've got enough troops to go ahead and launch my attack. In fact, I don't really have a choice because they're already here. So I'm going to go ahead and clean up this little unit they sent. I'm going to research that for my Cyclops. And we're going to send our units to this dock over here first. I think I'm going to focus on this one first. I don't really know why. I think it's closer by a little bit. I'm going to focus on this one first. And from here, then we're going to go to... Actually, let's... Gate. I think gates are actually the weakest point. Yeah. So we can crush that. We'll be in great shape and get through faster.
Πρόσταγμα. Λέγε πρόσταγμα. Λέγε χώρο.
There we go. So everybody except them to go attack the town center.
Λέγε
We have to crush this so we can
πρόσταγμα.
march in.
Σμάκι.
There we go. And now we're gonna take some low beating. Once we take down the town center, though, all it'll be is taking out the dock. We don't take as much damage when the town center's gone because it's really what does 16 damage whatever it hits. It's a lot of damage considering most units only have about 100 damage, 100 health points, I should say. We'll take up the dock, finish off this side, and Agamemnon's army can land. Ideally, we'll just march around here and come to this side and finish off the mission. And there we go. So I'm gonna
Good work. With the Trojan docks destroyed, Agamemnon's army can land.
on a nice swirl path. Okay, let's select these guys. Hold on. I'm gonna wait for them to pass, because I'm gonna select them separately. Okay, don't get stuck, come on. I don't want to set them all together because then I can have 2 units, and that way it's not. There we go. Alright, I've got 2 army units now. I'm gonna send this one here, and then like that. Okay. Alright, so we're just basically waiting for them to arrive and things like that, so... I think it's neat. This is actually Troy on the inside here. It's a very, very heavily fortified area, though. Like, yeah, it's pretty bad. Yeah, that was what I was hoping to avoid right there, because in a past playthrough I tried to do this. I actually got stuck there, and that's actually what made me fail the mission, was that right there. All those enemies from the Trojan Gate marched down and took out the entirety of Agamemnon's army because they just kept sending troops and sending troops. So I'm sure you can see how that could be an issue. Cyclops Colossus is really strong, so I'm hoping to take some of these guys out right now. I have to, they're just too powerful for me.
Λέγε.
Καλώς.
Λέγε καλώς. Έτοιμος.
Yeah, this will go really fast. They're just gonna check out the boats for whatever reason, and then we're just gonna go straight for the dock this time. I'm gonna not worry about that. Let's focus all of our attack power on it. We can be done with this mission really pretty quick here. Yeah, this will go fast. Last time I played this, I think I ended up getting stuck because I didn't do enough damage to the dock. And that'll do it. Heck yeah. Alright, I thought there might have been an end cutscene for this mission. I guess not. So that'll do it for this particular mission. Next time I'll be picking right up where this one leaves off. So it's really important that you do follow the playlist. If you haven't seen the last episode, or if you want to find a link to the playlist, I will include it in the description so you can find episode 4 from here, and you can go back and watch 2 and 1 if you haven't already. I hope you enjoyed this content. Please leave a comment, like and subscribe if you are interested to continue staying up to date and to follow my channel. I do stuff like this more often. Like I said at the beginning of the video, perhaps. Like I said at the beginning of the series, I should say, I'm still new to this. I'm still learning my way around it. And so with your feedback and your help, I can get a lot better, and I'm hoping to do a lot better. I'm getting more confident as we go along. When this series is up, I finish all, the missions. Going to go ahead and we can start talking about what kinds of games to play in the future. So in the comments, please leave a suggestion of what kind of game you'd like to see next. If you'd like to see Age of Empires next, I can do that. If you're more interested in switching away from real-time strategy and going to something more like first-person shooter or something a little bit different than this, just let me know. We can see what we can do. For now, this has been Crusher045. I'm going to go ahead and sign off, and I will see you in the next video.